Hey, shalom, Yashala world. I'm Brother Ezekiel.
Brother Chris.
And we're coming back to y'all with part 2 of Cursed Be the Man Who Put His Trust in Man. And we left off last week with Deuteronomy 6:4-7, basically the law of saying, to believe, put your trust and believe and worship the Most High thy God with all thy heart, mind, body, and soul, which the Mashiach told us when he was on the earth as well, and how we need to relate this to ourselves through our whole walk through life and believe and just have patience with the head elder of us all, okay? Because we work on his time, he doesn't work on our time. So with that being said, this is why we need to continue to keep putting faith into him completely, and I know it's a transition and it's not an easy thing to do, especially for what of us, all of us what we've been through, still going through till today, but we can't use that as an excuse. We got to continue to keep doing it. We have to make the effort, like I said in all lessons before, practice makes perfect. So we have to put forth the effort because the Most High has the door open for us. Okay. So, basically, we're going to jump into the book of Job, chapter 4, verse 12-21. And, it's basically shown because we know for all that read Job already, you already know the situation he went through, was going through and stuff, and he never turned away from the Most High. He still stuck with him, even when everybody was trying to tell him to curse the Heavenly Abba out and turn away from him. He's done this to you and this, and you was a good servant, and all this and that and the other, and trying to talk him out and not believing in the Most High no more, so he wouldn't give up. So basically, we're just backing that up, and this is what we're going into. So we're going to start in the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 12.
Job, 4th chapter and verse 12. Now a thing was secretly brought to me, and mine ear received a little thereof, and thoughts from the visions of the night when deep sleep falleth on men. Fear came upon me, and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before my face, the hair of my flesh stood up. I stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying, Shall mortal man be more than the Most High?
Shall be more just than the Most High?
Shall a man be more pure than his maker?
So, just real quick, as a proof of this, why he's saying the spirit came and it was speaking on to him, he told him, shall a mortal man be more just than the Most High? And as it says, shall a man be more pure than his maker? And we already know the answer is no. Okay? This is why we're going into this, for the fact that we need to believe in the Most High completely and put your thorough trust in him. As he says in, what scripture was that? Is your thoughts... Jeez, that's what I want to bring out. Your thoughts is not higher than the Most High's, for his is higher than yours, and his ways are not your ways. So basically, anyways, just showing and prove that no matter what we say on the scripts or what we're building with, the whole point is putting your faith in the Most High. We're just trying to advise you and try to help direct you into doing that. And like I said, I'm telling you the truth. It's not easy, but it's possible. It's 100% possible. You just have to make the effort. And this is why the Spirit is asking him this. And we know for a fact that nobody's purer than the Most High. Even the Mashiach said, back in when we read Matthew 19-16, when one of the Pharisees said, Good Master, what good thing must I do to inherit eternal life? And Christ said, Why you callest thou me good? There is none good but one. That is Yah. Okay? So shown and proved. Even Christ knew, listen, and this is why I was telling, a lot of my, Old Testament cats that he never said he was equal to the Most High. The Pharisees said that. It never came out of his mouth. So, otherwise it contradicts everything that he said by, you can't serve two masters, because if you're equal with the master, which is the Most High, then who's serving who? Ain't nobody going to be serving anybody. That's not right. So, with that being said, the Mashiach never said that, and just shown to prove none of us is more pure than the Most High. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 18. Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his messengers he charged with folly.
So even just a quick thing. It says, but he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly. You want to know why? Even though the Most High created them, he still didn't have that trust in them like that, because why? You had angels fall off and started doing what they weren't supposed to be doing on the earth. So with that being said, even the Most High doesn't even put his trust in anybody but himself. So this should tell you something that, hey, you know, everybody can have folly in them and things, and that can corrupt everything. That's why we have right now Feast of Unleavened Bread. A little bit of leaven can, you know, corrupt everything, which is that sin that's inside you. That's why I keep saying when the Mashiach said the kingdom of heaven's in you, that means the Father is dwelling upstairs in your temple, meaning your mind and stuff. You have to keep that pure. Otherwise, he ain't going to dwell in there. Okay? So we just showing to prove here, even the Most High is saying this himself. But go ahead, Elder.
But how much less in them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundations is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth.
So how you going to put the Most High don't put his trust in the angels? What makes you think he going to put his trust fully in the men to do so as well? You can't, man. Because cats is going to mess up. He's only going to try them if those that really put their faith in the Most High. But also this is going back into the fact that his friends, Job's friends, are they speaking some truth, but they philosophizing at the same time to turn them away. Excuse me, y'all. To turn Job away from putting his full trust and keeping his full trust in the Most High. Okay, but go ahead, Elder.
Verse 20. They are destroyed from morning to evening. They perish forever without any regarding it. Doth not their excellency which is in them go away? They die even without wisdom.
So, just so you know, it's folly. They hollow. Don't put your trust in men. Put all your trust in the Most High. Even with the angels and stuff, the angels that came on to the prophets, they were sending a message. You had to try those angels as well, because you don't know if it's an actual, which host of the angels of heaven. Are they good? Are they bad spirits? Which one? Because Most High said I created good and evil. So with that being said, you don't know if you don't try them. So don't put your trust in them. Ask them. If they're coming on behalf of the Most High and things, and they say it, they swear by the Most High's name, then best believe that's on. They're for you. And I'm just talking about angel-wise. I ain't talking about men. Because even men nowadays, they lying on the Most High's name completely as well, too. Talking about on Yah. But anyway, let's jump to that was it on 20. Was that 21?
That was it.
Okay. Let's jump to 1 Corinthians chapter 3 to back this up about what he was talking about these men with the wisdom and stuff, and it's really worldly wisdom. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. We'll start at verse 16.
First Corinthians chapter 3, beginning with verse 16.
Oops, I'm sorry. It's like y'all. Okay. All right.
Verse 16 says, Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yah, and the Spirit of Yah dwelleth in you? And if any man defile the temple of Yah, him shall Yah destroy. For the temple of Yah is holy, which temple ye are. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seeming to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yah. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
So, and it's crazy, like Salaki right there. Hold on, what's that? It just shows and proves that, like I said, we see so many brothers and sisters nowadays. They do more stuff with worldly things. Like this has to be it. That's why I was saying in part one about how the Bible could be boring, and they're pulling everything else into the Bible that's whatever else they want to deal with and things, and trying to say this is part of it. When you don't need all those other books, it's right here. All you need to do is just believe in the Most High and put your faith in Him. He'll give you all these things. He even said, I will teach you these dark sayings. I don't read other books and things like that to try to boost my knowledge up, because I really believe that whatever I'm studying here throughout this whole book and everything through His Word and stuff, I could get more understanding, and I could understand like, dang, this will happen to me in one life at one time, and then I could draw it up to put it to be as a testimony into what these words say in here and things like that. And then also to give me other knowledge and wisdom and understanding to help advise and help lead individuals with the word and things by showing and prove how, breaking down certain things, like when brothers or sisters ask, like, why would this happen and stuff. And then sometimes, like, I sit there and read and be like, wait, let me read this. I got to read this like 3 times just to, fully catch what they're saying and things. And it comes on to me that quick. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not a, it's if you just seek Him. As a matter of fact, real quick, hold that. Go to Proverbs 1 real quick. I'm going to back that up real quick. And start at verse 2 down to 7. We'll hold Corinthians. We'll come back to that in 1 second.
Proverbs.
Chapter 1, verse 2.
Proverbs, the first chapter, verse 2. And it reads, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the wisdom of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. As wise man will hear and will increase learning, and the man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. To understand the proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise, and their dark sayings. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
See, so, and now, and then back that up real quick. Jump to Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5. We'll go right back to Corinthians, I promise.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5 reads, behold, I have taught my statutes and judgments, even as the Most High my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go and possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. So on the side of the whole world, I don't need 15 other books to break down for me to understand how to serve the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
If I want knowledge and wisdom and understanding, I do exactly just like Solomon did. Pray unto the Most High, ask for it, and wait on Him to show me things. And best believe, and I mean this as a testimony, Most High shows me a lot of dreams and visions and stuff that breaks down a lot of things in these scriptures. So with that being said, that's a known fact. That's why I don't need to deal with other books. Maybe you do, but I don't. And I'm not trying to boast about it, but the fact is, you should seek the Father way more than you trying to seek other so-called worldly knowledge and things. Okay? But go ahead, Elder. What was that? Do that. The sight of the nations, which shall hear all.
Verse 6, the second part said, we shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Verse 7, for what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh to them, as our power and a Father in all things which are called upon Him for? And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which is set before you this day?
So right here, he even tell you these statutes, these judgment and laws, which are so righteous. He's telling you right here. This is the key if you want to get other dark sayings and stuff. This is right here within this whole book. That's why I could come up with so many different lessons on anything in the scriptures, because there's unlimited, endless, teachings that you could that you could pull from here. Okay? And that's exactly coming from the law, statute, and commandments. All right? But verse 9 says, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So show and prove. This is all we need. You don't need nothing else. Like I said, I would do a lesson on economics of what it says in here, how to deal with economics according to the scriptures, but I'm not finna do a lesson on this and put this out to the world and stuff, because they've stolen all our ideas and been using it and been, cashing in on them. They're billionaires, they're multimillionaires, things like that, due from our greatness that the Most High put in us. So I'm not going to make lessons on that for brothers and sisters that ask me to do that. I'm not going to do it. Okay? If you want lessons on that, we could talk, privately about this, and I can show you scriptures to show and prove how to gain material things righteously in the world. Okay? So you don't have to lose, you don't have to lose your soul by, trying to gain the whole world when you can gain the whole world and keep your soul. Okay? But let's jump back to 1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians, 3rd chapter, and verse 20. And again, the Most High knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore, let no man glory in man, for all things are yours.
Read that one more time, Elder.
Therefore, let no man glory in man, for all things are yours.
Therefore, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours. So, all the stuff that you're buying these books and all this other stuff that you think is so deep and things like that, whatever the case may be and stuff, you're giving glory onto them because they steal stuff. They study this book, and then they, like I said before in the first part of this, they take everything out of here. Then they create whatever they feel like creating and stuff, and they twist it to their own profit. They make a profit out of it. And then, therefore, we're reading this, and then now people are set up, once again, he's great. Did you read this book? It's this deep. And you're giving props, and you're making this person rich, and all this and that and the other, and forgot the whole Most High. Now you're trying to bring a book back into here and try to mix that in and things like that when it was already formed in here. You just couldn't read it because you're not seeking it like that. Okay? That's what we're trying to explain to people out here. But, like I said, you ain't got no control over nobody. And, everybody's going to do whatever they're going to do and things. You just have to worry about yourself. That's the cold part about it. But it's a righteous part about it at the same time. You can't dealing with folks' emotions and things. Nah, the Most High comes first. So, hey. What he says goes. But go ahead, Elder.
I was thinking about one of my doctors whom I knew he was a Jew the whole time. And I finally told him I celebrate the Passover. And when I did, he said, "Oh, you're a Jew." I said, "We'll talk about that later." He said, "You keep the Passover?" I said, "Of course I do." He said, "You need to go get this book called Passover Seder." I looked at that garbage, and straight away, I knew, like you said, they took our stuff and they added to it. Try to prosper off of it. So in order to do their Passover, you have to buy this book and follow their rituals. So that verifies what you said.
Traditions of man.
Right, there you go. That's crazy.
Verse 22.
Yes, sir.
Whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas or the world, or life or death, or things present or things to come, all are yours, and ye are the Mashiach's, and Mashiach is the highest.
See? So, just let you know, all goes back to the Most High. The Mashiach belongs to Yah, then we belong to Mashiach and the Most High in that order. You know what I'm saying? We all completely, we belong to the Most High. But this is why he's saying everything in this world is yours already. That's why we talk about Psalms 82 and 6 about when it says ye are gods. In the Hebrew, it means Elohims. We're the powers on the earth. we are not the powers of the heavens. We're not the Elohims of the heaven. We're the judges and the powers of the earth. So that's why he's saying it's yours. It's already yours. You just don't want to take it. And the issue is why you don't want to take it is because, once again, you put too much faith in a man and don't even know them. You haven't tried them. You can't understand if they righteous or not, if they about you, if they wicked, so forth and so on. And the reason why is, once again, I keep talking about this all the time. I don't care. You don't know the Torah. So you can't try nobody's spirit. You can't try them. You can't even see if their actions are speaking louder than words and if they're actually walking according to the Most High's word. So you can't tell because why? You only see the carnal aspect of it. Everything's looks so flashy, everything's so good and things like that. You didn't even have a conversation with these individuals. Okay? But once again, the blind leading the blind. So, anywho, let's back that up. Let's jump back to Job, chapter 5, and verse 13.
The book of Job, the 5th chapter, and verse 13. And it reads, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty.
From their mouth. The Most High saves it from their mouth. Like we said, the tongue is, it can build and it can destroy. And the Most High says, I'll save you from their mouth. So just show and prove, you put your trust in the Most High. We have the instruction book right here. Basic instructions before leaving earth, the Bible. We got the Torah right here in front of us. This is what can save you from all these different things that's out here. This is how you can see clearly for things. You can see things clearly for what they are and not what they appear to be. Okay? And that's something I learned when I was a God of the nations of God, 5% of the guys, the nations of gods and earth. It was same thing. Supreme mathematics is right in here. Supreme alphabet is right here. It's in the scriptures, 100%. Okay, so it's just showing and prove that he's keeping you away from smooth talkers and things, people that sound good, playing you, pimping you, But continue, Elder.
Verse 16. So the poor hath hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whose power correcteth. Therefore despise not thou chastening of the Almighty.
So don't despise what the Most High is chastising you for. You should give honor and praise and glory for him teaching you these things, showing you. Like, hey, I'm doing this for a reason because you ain't doing something that I'm not liking. You got to take that into consideration every day of your whole life. It's a job. You got to. That's why you are a servant of the Most High. You are a child. You have to stay on this. If you want rewards and stuff from Heavenly Abba, then you better make him happy and do everything he asks you to do. And you will receive wants over needs. As a matter of fact, you'll receive both either way. You know what I'm saying? But for those who chase material things and stuff, he'll give you those things. You still get to keep your soul. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
For he maketh sore and bindeth up. He wounded, and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yes, and 7 there also no evil touch thee.
Shall no evil touch thee. So this goes, what he's quoting here, goes right back into the law of Deuteronomy 28 in verse 10, I think it is, when it talks about your enemy shall come in one way, and then they should flee from you 7 different ways. So that's just, he's quoting all this. This is how focused Job is on with the laws and stuff, okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 22.
Verse...
No.
20.
20. The water, yeah.
In famine he shall redeem thee from death. and in war from the power of the sword.
So we already know this in the book of Psalms. It tells you he'll give you hands to war. Okay? He'll keep you from anything. All things if you just believe in him. Put your faith in him. But go ahead, Elder.
21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth.
So, like I said, this goes how I understand this. This goes back to Genesis. As a matter of fact, it says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. So, first and foremost, we see destruction going on across seas, this war and stuff like that. We all happy about hey, that's scriptures right there. It's going to happen. So this just letting us know our time about to come. May not be here within the next 10 years or so forth and so on, but all these other nations, they really killing themselves. They starting to destroy themselves. So with that being said, we ain't got to worry about that. But then it said you shall be afraid of no beast of the earth. Real quick. Genesis 1.
Thanks, the ladies.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. Just to back that up.
Genesis 1 and 26.
Yes, sir. Just to back that up about the beasts of the field.
Genesis, the first chapter, and verse 26, and it says, And the Most High said, Let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the Most High created man in his own image, and the image of the Most High created he him. Male and female created he them.
So, backing that up right there, why are you afraid of animals in the earth? You shouldn't be afraid of them. They smell fear. That's why they react off you. Okay? They were acting off of your fear and stuff. When you are supposed to have that authority over them. It doesn't matter whether it's a lion, tiger. Well, I can hear cats now like, well, man, you gonna stand in front of a lion and a tiger and see how you feel then.
Or Jose's dog, one of them.
I hate Salakia, y'all. Real quick, as a testimony. Brother Yosef, basically we was over at his house. I know his dog. It's a pit and something else, but it's big. Okay, I remember he came running at me out of the door. Most of our people would run off and would be like, try to run or be scared or something. I ain't running. You stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? The thing he did, he came running up, and the only thing I could think of what dogs do, they jump to go for your jugular. Okay, so if anything, quick reaction, moving quick, whatever, or what I need to do, but I just waited, and sure enough, he ran up and he was hugging me and licking me and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, one of the brothers came in there, and basically the dog was just roaming around and ran up on him and pretty much just bit his hand, right?
Just he nipped it.
Yeah, he nipped
him. He tried biting at me. Randomly. I wasn't even looking at him.
So, anyway, so just showing and prove this is why we ain't supposed to be fearing animals and stuff. They got to know who's boss, okay? And that's the thing. And, I'm not telling anybody to go out there, you see a grizzly bear and be like, go run up and try to hug it or something. No, that's not what I'm saying. Just don't be acting all scared because they sense that. And once they sense this, they're going to react to it because now they become scared and they think you're going to hurt them, okay? And that's a known fact if you deal with nature that way, okay? You don't need a Bible on that to show and prove that, okay? So let me jump back here to Job.
Job 5th chapter and verse 23. Well, thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee.
What did I just say? See? This is just show and prove. It says you should be in league with the stones of the field and with the beasts shall be in league with you. So shown and prove this is how you need to deal with the Most High. The Most High won't let nothing happen to you. We already got shown and prove when Nebuchadnezzar or whatever king threw Daniel in the pit of the lions and stuff. The lions didn't do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't think it said he was afraid, but he put his trust in the Most High, and here it is. He's touching the lions and petting them or whatever. And next thing you know, they see that, the Most High is working with him, so he ended up throwing them other guys into the den, and they got eaten up. Okay? So, just showing to prove this. And then even with Samson fighting against the lion. He killed the lion with his hands and stuff. So, hey, I'm not saying I'm super strong like Samson, but still, it's like, hold your ground. All right? But anyways, I'm putting your faith in the Most High, number one. Anywho, go ahead, Elder.
Verse 24. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and thou shalt not sin. Thou shalt know also that thy seed shall be great, and thine offspring as the grass of the earth. Thou shalt come to thy grace in a full age, like as a shock of corn cometh in his season. Lo, this we have searched it. So is it. Hear it, and know thou it for thy good.
So right there it says even you'll die of full age. That's a blessing. Your hair is all gray and everything. Black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? You be, living a good life and everything. And this is all because you put the faith in the Most High. You'll be healed of all things. Everything. Anything you ask for the Most High, you just put your faith in Him. Be like, yo, I know I'm going through some stuff right now. I'm at rock bottom and things. I know you're probably trying to show me something I ain't do right. And I'm not pleasing you with things. But I will show me how to be right and things like that. And so I may receive the blessings that you do. And, put up your vow and serve Him forever, So we already know what the scripture says or law say about keeping vows onto the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Serious.
Yeah.
Let's jump to Job chapter 11 and verse 12. But pretty much, like I said, just this was backing up about how, back in verse chapter 5, basically talking about how, get away from smooth talkers and things like that can, turn you away from the Most High, So let's see what it says in Job 11, verse 12.
Job 11, chapter and verse 12 says, For vain man will be wise, though man be born like a wild ass's coat. If thou prepare thy heart, and stretch out thine hands towards him, if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot, yes, thou shalt be steadfast, and shalt not fear, because thou shalt forget thy misery, and remember it as the waters that pass away. And thine age shall be clearer than the noonday, and thou shalt shine forth. Thou shalt be as the morning.
And thou shalt be secure because there is hope. Yea, thou shalt dig about thee, and thou shalt take thy rest in safety. Also, thou shalt lie down, and none shall make thee afraid. Yea, many shall make suit unto thee, but the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. So, we're showing and prove right here that all these men that's trying to get, trying to talk all good and things and be like this, it's all vain. And when you read Ecclesiastes, the whole book, it speaks on all those things, how vain it is. I mean, the whole book is about vanity, literally. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, I don't even want to read this. No, there's a lot of wisdom in that to show and prove that these men out here and women, they're vain. And that's what I was talking about. They're the new living idols out here who's hollow. The Most High ain't dwelling in them. They just sound good. That spirit, that righteous spirit ain't in them. It's that wicked one. So this is why I said you have to try these people to find out. And like I said, it's like a wild, it's like a wild donkey or a colt. Horses, donkeys, they got to be tamed. If you catch one, they got to be tamed. So you have to, ride it on out and tame it. You have to do certain things. And these individuals, like it's referring to these type of men and women out here, they're wild like that. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about the Most High. They don't care what your soul salvation may have, or where it may be going or not go. They don't care about those things. They only care about themselves and what they can get at the moment. Okay? So, let's go to let's go to Ecclesiastes to really pretty much back all this stuff up. Chapter 10, the whole book. I mean, the whole chapter. Excuse me. That wasn't no bad. I mean, no mistake. It's probably both sides. Say, nah, let's read this whole book. Excuse me.
Did you say 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on.
Wait a second. I got it. We already went through this. No, I only took a certain part out of there, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, we'll read the whole thing.
Let me find it here. Ecclesiastes 10.
Yep.
Whole chapter.
You know what? It's lucky, y'all, because I already read chapter 10, verse 5 through the end of the chapter. But I didn't start, I don't think I started at verse 1. Or no, yes we did. You know what? Slakia, y'all. Scratch that, because I already read that one already. Sorry, y'all. Let's jump to Deuteronomy 17. And while I'm going here, when I was talking about, because I already read this earlier in the in the first part of the lesson. This part in Ecclesiastes was talking about how kings are being like servants, and servants are being like kings, and so forth and so on. And then you have these servants, or you have men nowadays trying to set up themselves as being kings. So therefore, they give themselves man-made titles and stuff. And ain't nobody gave them the authority to do so. And that's why I was getting at in chapter 10, in the first part of this lesson. But this basically brings us back around, because I accidentally wrote this twice in my notes. But this goes into the whole man-made titles, giving themselves these positions, and they have no proof. No prophet set up the king. No king set up these men to do so. They set themselves up, and they say by the Most High said we should do this. And they try to pull certain scriptures out to say this is how it should be. And that's not how it is. You need that order. It's still order. I don't care how much stuff people try to tell you or try to bring to you. In the Torah, it says this is the order of how you do things according to the Most High. Okay? Because like I said, Moses didn't go out there saying, I'm a prophet and you guys need to come up out of Egypt. He said the Most High said so. Okay? Nowadays, you guys got all these cats who claiming themselves as, captain, general, elder, deacon, bishop, everything. And nobody set them up. And we weren't supposed to do that in the first place. Not even the Mashiach told you to do these things. People still jump to Paul's writings. And once again, you don't know nothing about Paul's writings. Literally. I mean, the translations, what was inserted in there, and things like that was going against what the Mashiach said not to do, so forth and so on. And like we said again, even the Mashiach ran away from our people who's trying to make him a king. He literally ran from them because he knows the order of those things. Okay, but let's jump to Deuteronomy chapter 17, and let's get the order of this. Verse 14. And this still falls into cursed be the man who trusts in man and maketh his arm flesh whose mind depart away from the Most High. So this is proving all this stuff, and I'm going here for a reason.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 14 reads, When thou art come into the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it and dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set a king over thee, whom the Most High thy power shall choose.
Who?
Whom the Most High thy power shall choose.
Nah, Brother Lee.
Thou shalt set in any wise, don't set no king over you, except whom the Most High thy power shall choose.
Nah, Sister Deborah.
It says whom the Most High shall choose.
Ezekiel.
Nope. The Most High shall choose. No man.
The camps.
Nope. No man. Said the Most High thy power shall choose a king for you.
The Most High shall choose who should be king over Israel. Last time that I checked, there is no king. Okay? So, I don't know where you guys are getting these titles from and so forth and so on, but we got to have order and stuff. The order that I got and I need is with the Most High, His law, statute, commandments, His Son, the Ruach, HaKodesh, and self. I could gain all those things that you want, that you gain from robbing the people and stuff. Guaranteed. And that time is really coming around very soon. So I don't need to sit here and create myself a title knowingly that there's no king that put me in that position to do so. And like I said, this is where this lesson is going, because you guys put your full trust in those men because they seem all good on social media. They out there bad-mouthing, getting down on the other nations and stuff. That's right. And all this and that and the other and stuff. And stealing all the glory for the Most High and the Mashiach. And in the Ruach. That's blasphemy against the Ruach, because the Ruach ain't never tell you to do that. There's nothing vile that can come out of her mouth to speak on to anybody out here. Okay? So, just showing to prove that.
And then they come out and say, oh, well, it's prophesied in the Bible. Not for you to do it.
Right. Not for you to do it. Yeah, that's a fact. This was done back then. Your time now is to just teach, be humble about it, and call it a day. If they don't want to believe you, so be it. If Gentiles come up to you and they want to cuss you out and stuff, stay humble with it. They ain't going to do, all they doing is cussing you out. If they touch you, you already know what to do. You don't stand there, oh, just turn the other cheek and let them smite the other one. No. Anybody touching you up there while you're doing the work of things, beat them down. Plain and simple. You got a right to protect yourself. And even the Mashiach said to go sell all your garments and buy not one sword, but two. So people now understanding, like I said before, that just turn the other cheek and let him smack the other one. That's not what it says. Literally in the translation, that's not what it means. But anyways, let's continue, Ellie.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
A Gentile, go ahead.
But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses, for as much as the Most High had said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way.
Hey, real quick, the context of this law is for a king only. Singular. One king only. This is not for all men of Israel. This is for a king of Israel. So don't try to use this scripts and these verses that's coming up next about saying, see, you can't multiply wives onto yourself. Okay? Go ahead, Elder.
Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book, out of that which is before the priest of the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Most High's power, to keep all the words of this law, and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to do the right hand, nor to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
So, shown and proved right there that that's the order how this king is going to set up things. Well, saying for this king how he needs to be set up. The Most High chooses him. Okay. Now we're going to jump into. Let's jump. As a matter of fact, let's go to Judges 8 real quick, verse 22, I think it is. Before I jump into 1 Samuel.
It's funny.
What's that?
Pastors actually use that verse, just 14 only. They won't read through the whole thing where you need to keep the laws and say, well, the Most High chooses presidents and all this and that, but they don't have the laws in their head.
Yeah. Yeah, they never read the rest of that, man. That's what I said, man. And our people, man, they dumbfounded to do the same thing. They'll listen and stuff and be like, see, no, it says right there. And then like what goes on in Israel today when cats when you hear brothers talk about polygyny and things, that's the first scripture they bring out is, see, he shall not multiply wives to himself. But who is this talking about? And then they try to say, well, we're a royally priesthood and things like that. No, we not. There's only one priest. There's only one king and high priest. That's the Mashiach. That's before even Moses was even on the scene. And the priesthood is the Levitical, is the sons of Aaron. And then this is why we were saying Christ wasn't even wearing a mater, which is a mitri, a head thing, just like what the Aaron sons do. So with that being said, we knew the priesthood that they're talking about is two different things. Mm-hmm. And that's why when he healed that leper, he told the leper to go to the Levites to get checked out. Right. So he was keeping it in order and things.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, sis?
I forgot about that. That's deep.
Mm-hmm. And this is why I was saying, like, he never changed it. They never did away with it. And when people keep bringing this out and things, they're not reading for themselves, and that lets me know they're just regurgitating whatever their leaders are telling them to say. So once again, and then they put attitude behind it. Same thing with Christians and stuff. It's Christian Israelites all over again. So anywho, but let's continue. Let's get what did I say? Judges 8.
Judges 8 and 22.
Yeah, let me make sure that's the right verse. Yeah. Yep.
The book of Judges, the 8th chapter, and verse 22, and it reads, Then the men of Israel said to Gideon, Rule over us, both thou and thy son's son also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of the Midian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Most High shall rule over you.
See what Gideon said, this judge, this savior here, he said, I'm not going to rule over you. The Most High shall rule over you. They was trying to make him a king. So this shows and proves even Gideon knew the law. Like, dude, nah, I ain't get set up by, I ain't get set up by the kings yet. There ain't no king in the earth. The king is the Most High. So we're showing and prove this 100% what we need to continue to keep doing till this day today, because we don't have no king except the Most High himself. So this is why you need to put your full trust and faith in him and stop listening to these, these donkey of men and women who don't, who's looking for a popularity thing and trying to get followers and be right and all this and that and the other because they haven't had a hug in their life, or their childhood wasn't good enough, or they trying to do everything what the Gentiles do. They try to seek all this, attention and things like that. You shouldn't care about those things. It's not going to go. I mean, that's like he says, we are nothing but dust of the earth. That stuff goes away just like that. It doesn't mean anything. You can't take it with you. And like I said, when this internet and stuff falls off and all this communication goes, guess what? A lot of y'all are going to be real scared. And then to the point they want to burn up the Bible and stuff, guess what? That's where the word or the prophecy comes into play, where you're not going to be hearing this word no more. Because Jeremiah 31 and 31 and Hebrews 8 and 6, where it talks about how the law, this is the new covenant. I'm going to use the word promise, because Because y'all hear covenant, y'all be like, New Testament, Old Testament. No. The new promise said that he's going to put his laws inside your heart and on your mind and not on tables of stone and things like that anymore. And therefore, you shouldn't have to teach all your brethren how to love the Most High. That goes with that, and then that goes back to Amos when it says that there's going to be a famine in the land when when the hearing of the word is no more. And you're going to have young men and young women thirsting to hear it and stuff. They're going to be traveling to and fro trying to find this. They're not going to find it. It's too late.
That's for that too already.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
It's kind of being prophesied already. YouTube's starting to remove videos they consider conspiracy. Conspiracy videos, which they'll probably consider our teachings conspiracy and whatnot.
Right.
So, I mean, it might even start sooner than we think.
Right.
Because they're already starting it. You can look at CBS.
And yeah, you're right. And that's the thing. Like I was saying, like I'll post the stuff on Little Demon Book, and the lessons and stuff. It never gets circulation. The only way I could do that is by putting it in people's messenger and stuff. But all them cats is doing all that wild crap. They get circulation nonstop, and we know for a fact. Well, at least some of us know for a fact that that's just all for entertainment.
Some of them, though, too, also that have legit stuff, they get blocked on certain things, too, on their videos.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. As a matter of fact, you know what? Real quick, since, we got a little time left. Jump to Jeremiah 31 and 31.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll go there, and then I'm going to end it with the last, with the whole chapter of 1 Samuel chapter 8. Just so y'all can see real quick, since people be asking me to do prophecy videos and stuff, and I'm like, okay, here, I'm just gonna say exactly what the prophets already said, because I'm not no prophet. I'm just a servant of the Most High, just trying to advise people through what they already told us. Jeremiah 31:31. Go ahead, Elder.
Jeremiah 31st chapter and verse 31 said, Behold, the days come, said the Most High, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, said the Most High. For this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Most High. I will put my law in their inward parts. I will write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they will teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Most High, for they shall know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, said the Most High. I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more.
So right there, see, a lot of y'all cut that off. Y'all stop at verse 33. You never read verse 34 to complete that prophecy. It says, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Most High. So right there showing to prove what we doing today. Teaching you how to know the Most High. Advising you how to serve the Most High power. So we're showing to prove this. And this is already backed up. It's in Hebrews 8 and 8. But let's get one more thing. Let's back this up in that order according to the prophecy. Let's jump to Amos 8 and verse... Amos 8 and 12, I think it is. Verse 11. We'll start at verse 11. 8 and 11. To back that prophecy up, this is how we know a lot of these prophecies haven't even come to pass yet. So we're not in the new covenant yet. We're not in the new promise yet. Okay? But this is going to signify when you are in the new covenant or in the new promise. Go ahead, Elder.
Amos, the 8th chapter and verse 11 says, Behold, the days come, said the Most High. I will set a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the word of me.
So, behold, the days come, said the Most High Yah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Most High. So this shows and proves This backs up Jeremiah 31 and 31 and Hebrews 8 and 8. The hearing of the word, you're not going to hear it no more. People ain't going to be out there teaching their brethren or Gentiles of the world how to love the Most High thy God. It's over. It's done and over with. But continue, Elder.
Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it.
You shall not find it. Why? Because it's already hidden within men and women already. And those men and women, you ain't going to find them no more. They're going to be saved up somewhere from a long distance away from you. Okay? That's why I'm saying, like, I'm going to feel sorry for a lot of y'all out here who's watching this and not really reading for yourself and getting this done, because when that time comes, you don't know the Most High and they want these books burned up. If they say, we catch you with a Bible ever, you're getting put to death. It is a law in the land. And guess what? You know dang well you don't want to be caught with that book in your hands because you don't want to die.
What's that movie, the book of
Eli?
Yeah. Just like that movie.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they looking for, that power to control it, to corrupt it as much as they can and stuff. And this shows and proves, like he said, his faith in with Denzel Washington, the man was blind, but he was cutting cats up that couldn't touch him. You know what I'm saying? He had the scriptures written all up in here because he studied it day in, day out. Anyways, every day. So, continue, Elder.
Verse 13. And that day shall the fair virgin and young man faint for thirst. They that swear by the sin of Samaria and say, Thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Sheba liveth, even they shall fail and never rise up again.
So thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again. Now, mind you, this could be a male and female deities that they actually serve it. They ain't going to get saved from them things. And right now, men and women who you pedestaling and stuff, guess what? They ain't going to save you in that time. It's all good fun and games until now, you know, the doo-doo and hit the fan and stuff. Now it's really on, okay? So show and prove right here that we're not in that prophecy just yet. We're not in the new covenant yet. But once again, this is why we need to continue to keep, serving the Most High. But let's show up to 1 Samuel chapter 8, and then that's it. And it. What about it?
I'm going to be recording.
No, I ain't recording. Somebody's watching, that's all.
1 Samuel chapter 8. We're going to read the whole thing?
Yeah. This goes back into the whole thing of cats, trusting in the man and men making up these man-made titles and stuff. There ain't no king appointed them. No prophet came on to anoint the king, saying, thus saith the Most High. The king didn't set up these men to be this, and all this and that and the other. That's why we're in a lot of turmoil now. But go ahead.
Okay. Excuse me. And it came to pass, when Samuel was old, that he made sons judges over Israel. Now the name of the firstborn was Joel, and the name of the second one Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba, and his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre, and took bribes and perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel, when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Most High.
Now mind you, he went on, he said, let me go pray unto the Most High. He said, okay, you're going to be king. Let me anoint your head and stuff. Wait, you're going to be king. Let me pull the high priest in here to anoint your head. So we'll name you and let everybody, bring in the elders and let them know that you are king over Israel. Then he didn't do that. He did what he needed to do. He put his faith and trust in the Most High first. But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 7. And the Most High said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people, and all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them.
See? It's a mistake that's going on today. Our people are not, they reject the Most High because they want these men to reign over them. They want these men to tell them what to do. And these dudes that have polluted and poisoned and perverted the Most High's word just to catch these people because they know they're gullible. That's witchcraft in itself. So this is what they're doing today. This is why I get on the camp so hard and stuff. Because you guys do this. You guys ain't trying to repent and turn from that because you're loving the clapping of the hands, the likes, the sharing of videos, all this other stuff. And I ain't hating on you. Trust me. I'm far from hating on y'all. Okay? I'm just trying to ask y'all, get yourself right and turn from that and start teaching the people correctly. Okay? But go ahead, Elder.
Verse 8, according to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them out of Egypt, even to this day, wherewith they have hearkened, forsaken me, and served other gods, so they do also unto thee. Now therefore, hearken unto their voice, howbeit, yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them.
So, the Most High gave Samuel the knowledge of wisdom and understanding of how this king is going to rule over y'all. And this is exactly in this order how it's going to be done. But once again, you don't have that king, and it's not here, so why you guys setting yourselves up as this? Go ahead, Elder.
And Samuel told all the words of the Most High to the people and asked of him a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots.
So breaking this down in the camps. This is what you guys do. Elders, deacons, and bishops, you get your little soldiers, your little warriors, your little henchmen and things like that. This is how you set them up and stuff. This is what they actually do. They make the brothers go read all these other books and then put all these notes down, and then they give it on to the elder so the elder can make a lesson out of it so he gets all the credit for it. And the man who's doing it for them is in the back, gets no credit whatsoever. This is what y'all do. Real talk. I know this for a fact. Okay? So, and like it says in Proverbs, you give credit where credit is due, especially if it's in your power. But you guys fail to read that too because you don't read the book. You rather read white scholars and Gentile scholars and make lessons out of it and things like that and teach the people. And they sound so holy and so great and magnificent. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, but continue, Elder.
And he would appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50, and would set them to ear his ground.
That's right.
And to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war, and instruments of his chariots.
Stop right here. So wait a second. So it just shows and prove right here. You guys are giving yourselves captains, general, soldier. Where's the king that set y'all up to do this? Where's the king? He's not here. So why are you guys giving yourselves these titles and appointing yourself these positions and things like that? Where's the prophet, as we're reading right now, Samuel, who brings in a high priest, the sons of Aaron, okay, who anoints your head, brings all the elders and others of all Israel to see and bear witness to this, that this man should be king. Now this man is king and stuff. Now he should teach, now he should lead the people. Now he's going to set up captains. He's going to set up guards. He's going to set up gatekeepers, cupbearers, all these different things. The Levites who are appointed to do this and that and that and this. I mean, I could get into the next part of this next week and stuff and show you how King David did it and stuff to get that thorough understanding and stuff. But where is this king that did this? Where is he today? Nowhere. So you shouldn't be doing this in the first place. And this is why I told you guys about Paul's writings on certain things. Stuff was injected in there that wasn't supposed to be there. And it contradicted what Christ told everybody what to do and what not to do. He never told nobody to go start some camp, congregation, assembly, church. He never said to do that. He said go by the twos into each city and teach them the word and bring them back onto the Most High, which was the law, statute, and commandments anyway. And if they don't accept you, then dust yourself off and woe that place. If they accept you, they're going to give you food, they're going to give you water. He was showing you what they will do even though you're not a Levite. Okay? Because the Levites were the ones that's supposed to have been teaching. But obviously we have in the book of Malachi where it tells you how corrupted they got. Okay? But folks ain't trying to do this. They're not trying to read this, and this is why you guys fall for every and anything out there. But go ahead, Elder.
And he would take your daughter to be confectionery and to be cooks and to be bakers. And he would take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he would take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards and give it to his officers and to his servants.
See, a tenth. That one, and that wasn't supposed to go to them. He ain't supposed to do that. The tenth goes to the Levites, the priesthood. And then those priests, the priesthood, guess what? They distribute that amongst all of Israel equally. But you guys ain't doing that, and y'all robbing the Most High, you robbing the people. And you only giving it to your little soldiers out there that's doing your little handiwork and stuff. That's all you're doing. I told you, I'm going to keep mocking y'all until y'all get this right and stop playing around. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You people that's following and doing this, congratulations. You played yourself. Okay?
Donkey of the day.
Right. Donkey of the day. Seriously. But continue, Elder.
And he would take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodest young men and your asses and put them to his work.
And put them to his work. What he says shall do. That's what you guys set up these so-called elder, deacon, bishops, captain, general, whatever. Those are your new kings now. They're ruling over you. They're your 30, not the Most High. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking everything, and you're still going without, because still till this day on Little Demon Book #Facebook is your congregations all over Facebook is still asking, needing help, all of Israel, and your leaders tell you not to conversate with other camps and things like that because they're not part of that. They teaching different doctrines. But here it is. They're collecting all the money from you guys, and they're distributing it only to their male servants or their women servants, who they set up. And your people, the congregation, still goes without. So when you start calling and asking, I'm in a tight bond and stuff, maybe I should be cold-hearted and start saying, well, you need to go ask your deacon, your elder, your bishop, and get money from them and stuff. Because they make plenty of bread every 3 months and at every feast day. Start asking them for the bread and stuff. Because all it is, if I speak against them and stuff, guess what? You're going to be mad at me. You're going to be irritated with me and things like that and so forth and so on. But here it is, I'm trying to teach y'all something, and that's the problem. You ain't being cold enough. These are situations you put yourself in. And I follow what the laws say, but also even in Ecclesiasticus, where it tells you about where is that? Slakia, 1 second. Talks about giving all your money away, and then you're left without anything. 1 second. You know what? I'll get back to it later. That's fine. But anyways, continue, Elder.
He would take a tenth of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in the day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen, you, and the Most High will not hear you in that day.
So right now, you guys cry out to your elders, deacons, and bishops and stuff. You're calling them up 24/7. I need to hear this voice and everything. All this and that and the other. And guess what? Here it is. They don't respond to you. And you be like, they don't care about us. And they give you a message saying, we'll get back to you. This is what I was dealing with when I was with GOCC. Okay, I'm going to say the name now because there's a lot of stuff that I'm bringing out. I'm not bashing the camp, but the fact is I'm telling you exactly what happens. Okay? You had so-called deacons put in certain areas around the world, around the states and stuff, that was in that region that people had to call. They couldn't call so-called elders or other deacons, they had to deal with that one. But then, when I was on deacon and elders calls and stuff, or on the meetings and stuff, I'm hearing these certain deacons that the people been trying to reach out to, who reached out to me, and I'm all the way in the Midwest, and they're all the way down south, and they're supposed to get a hold of this deacon and stuff. They never would talk to them. And then they telling elder that elder is asking them, is everything okay, or everybody's doing what you're supposed to be doing, and they sat there and they lied. And these people sent out emails to you guys and tried calling you. But then talk about people getting baptized and stuff. Why is people all the way from Michigan coming over to Wisconsin to get baptized and stuff when that deacon in that area is supposed to be dealing with them people? Or coming down from Indiana through Illinois all the way up to Milwaukee and stuff. This is what's been going on, and it still goes on till this day. That's why I walked away from all that stuff. And that's why I'm in the position I am now, because I said the heck with that. I had to throw away my notes, all this stuff that I took it now, because it was hogwash. But anyways, like he said, y'all going to be crying out in your day of trouble, and they're not going to be there for you. The men are not going to be there for you. And that's the problem. You ain't put your faith and trust in the Most High like it tells you to, who will hear you and be there for you. But no, I need something flesh. I need something in the carnal right now to comfort me. But once again, you guys don't apply the scriptures to yourself. But continue, Elder, and then we're done.
Verse 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, no, but we will have a king over us.
Like I tell you guys right now, I ain't Samuel, I'm just Brother Ezekiel. I'm trying to advise you, tell you this, and you say, no, the hell with what you saying, we still going to follow what our leaders say. Camp says this, we going to do that. Fine, have it your way. Go ahead, Elder.
That we may be like all the other nations, and that our king may judge us, and go out before us, and fight our battles.
Debating, battling in the streets and stuff. Go ahead. We're not fighting us. We're not fighting it's not about the flesh. We're doing a spiritual battle. Okay, but go ahead, Elder.
Verse 21. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the Father. And the Most High said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, go ye every man unto his city.
So right there, you wanted that king, you got it. And this is exactly what's happening today. We don't have no king over us. We're supposed to put all our trust in the Most High until that king comes. Okay? And once again, the order of this goes, Most High tells the prophet tells the high priest, whoever the high priest is the son of Aaron, brings the elders in, all of Israel and stuff, anoints that man's head, and says, this is the king over all Israel. Thus saith the Most High thy God. That order is not in here. It never happened. It's not going to happen until the Mashiach returns. So with that being said, y'all ain't going to know who the Mashiach is. Y'all going to think that these men are the true and living, real, anointed Savior. Okay? Nah. But anyways, I hope y'all got some more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We'll be back here, Most High willing, on part 3 next week. And we left off here on, what was that? 1 Samuel. So, I ain't even get into Numbers chapter 14 yet. But anyways, we'll pick up back in Numbers chapter 14. So anywho, I'm Brother Ezekiel.
Brother Chris.
And we say Shalom, Yasha Allah, and world.
Shalom.